So before I go any further with anything else, I wanted to just talk a little bit about pencils. So I hope you can see this under here. We've got 8B is the darkest, 7B is not quite as dark, 6B isn't quite as dark, all the way to HB, which you might be familiar with from school or your general office supply. Pencils tend to be HB, which is somewhere between being the darkest and the lightest. Then we go up to F, H, 2H, 3H, 4H, 5H and 6H. And I have a different packet which goes even further, 7H, 8H, 9H. So, without further ado, now this packet has 8B, 7B, 6B, 4B, 2B and a HB. I've lost the 4B, I'm afraid to say. So I just want to do this little demonstration. I'm going to maybe move this over here and start with 8B. Now you can see already that it's very soft. It's giving it lovely, lovely, lovely soft marks on the page. And if I press very hard against it, it's very black. And you can see there when I do that cross, it's quite soft and smudgy. Now, the next one is 7B, and I can already feel it just feels a little bit harder against the page than the 8B. So again, I have to just feel I have to press a little bit harder with this one to get the same level of darkness. And actually, it's quite smudgy as well. They're not gliding across the page particularly well, these two pencils, but they are giving, you know, quite a deep, dark black. Let me get that 8B out again. They almost feel a little bit like there's charcoal mixed in with the graphite of the pencil. Because pencils obviously aren't made out of lead anymore, they're made out of graphite. Because we don't want to get lead poisoning. So this 6B, now this one has a lovely feel. It's gliding across the page. It's nice and soft as well. And if I really press down very hard, I get quite a nice dark tone as well, but it's not quite as dark as the 8B. Now, as I said, I don't have a 4B, unfortunately. I don't know, 4B has disappeared off. But already you can see the difference between when I've written 4B and 6B, how much harder that is, those lines. I'll just do it here side by side. The softer lines tend to be thicker. The harder pencil lines tend to be thinner and a little bit more accurate. So you can see how choosing the right pencil for your subject matter is actually very important. And if you're painting something, or you're drawing something organic, having a lovely soft dark pencil is probably going to help you a lot more than having a harder pencil that's not quite as dark as the other ones. Now I have to really press hard to get this to get to the same level of darkness as the other ones. And if I move the page, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of more glistening than these ones, more like your traditional kind of grey pencil colour. And then if I go down to the lightest in my packet, which is the HB, I can feel that's even much lighter again. So we've got our HB, we've got our 2B, we've got our 6B. It just feels harder. It doesn't look as soft when I'm drawing. It's allowing me a little bit more control over the pencil. I'm apologising for my dreadful colouring in of the squares. I apologise for my dreadful colouring in of the circles. But you know what? When I press on it, it's not too bad. However, the problem with, say, this one and this one, the 4B and the HB, like I've had to really gouge down into the paper, and you're going to get gouge marks. In fact, it's gone all the way through to the other page, and you really don't want to be at the stage where you're using too light a pencil that you're going to have to literally nearly punch a hole through to the following page to get the darkness that you want. So ideally you'd have, say, an 8B pencil, a HB, and maybe a 6B, something like that. You can sketch something quite lightly with your HB pencil, even put in some of the mid-tones with it, and then you go and you think, right, well, this bit of my sketch is like really black, so I can use this really dark pencil to get that. Rather than working in the same tonal range that, say, this single HB pencil is going to allow you, it also means you're not pressing down on the pencil in order to get a nice dark tone. I have a contrast here, like compared to these two here. Comparing these two here, should I say, that's definitely like a shiny pencil-y grey colour, and this definitely, it really looks like compressed charcoal, actually, the difference between it. So even those two darkest tones of these two pencils are completely different. So it's going to add interest to your drawing if you have different shades of grey, shades of black in the pencils that you use. I don't have any of the lighter pencils, I don't think. What's this one here? This is a 5B, actually. So here's the 5B. Not of the same brand. And actually that feels quite hard compared to these Staedtler Mars Lumograph pencils. This is a Faber-Castell one. But it's giving quite nice coverage with quite a lot of control, and it feels quite nice to work with. So anyway, the point is, get yourself a range of pencils so that you can add visual interest to your drawings with a range from the blackest black up to kind of light grey, and then obviously the page is going to be the whitest. So I just wanted to go through that before I did any further tutorials, because I'll probably be mentioning which type of pencils I'm using, and you won't know what I'm talking about otherwise. Okay, that's it. Happy drawing until the next video.